Hey, what's poppin'? So, I'm making this video because my granddaughter texted me and she said she wanted her cousin, which is my other granddaughter, to come over. And I said, well, yeah, she could come over anytime. Well, she said to me her mother won't let her. So, this message is for Ashley McNasty. So, I just want to say this. When my son, he was about maybe 9, 10 years old, and I was coming home from work, pregnant with my last child, and picking him up from school. I see somebody at my doorstep, and I'm like, that looks like DCF. So lo and behold, it was DCF at my doorstep. And he was like, can I talk to you? I was like, sure. And I'm pregnant now. And he said, well, your son said you punched him in the eye. And I said, what? I said, I would never do that to my kids. Why would, I was like, heavy, what? He was like, you did punch me in my eye in front of the DCF people. So now I'm panicking, right? Forgetting what happened, because it happened when we just had moved from another town, and we moved to another town, and there was rugs there in the place where he just left, in a kitchen set. So my daughter, Princess, God bless her, she said, Mommy didn't do that to you, Heavy. You fell off my kitchen set in front of the DCF. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. So the DCF man said, why would you say that? Don't you know that your mother could have got you in trouble? He was like, I didn't know. So, thank God for my daughter for saying that, because it was the truth. And he lied, right? So I say this to say, my granddaughter, which is his daughter, one day when we came back when I came back from Texas, I picked two of my grandkids up to spend time with them, which is my daughter, which is my son's kids. And I'm letting the kids know, listen, you guys got to be quiet, because we didn't have our apartment yet. I'm like, you guys gonna have to be quiet, because this is where my ex's father lives, and they're elderly. You have to be quiet. Here's my granddaughter. Why, Grandma? Why? Why do we have to be quiet? Screaming and saying it all out loud. I'm like, Lord help me. Okay. So, to make a long story short, when I brought them back to the house, and I'm bringing her up the stairs along with my other grandson, she's like, I'm telling my mom you hit me. I said, what? That was it for me. Like father, like daughter. Still love ya, but it won't ever happen again. So I say this to say that Ashley McNasty, you don't ever have to worry about my granddaughter coming over to my house. It won't ever happen. The only time I really want to see them, if I ever get to see them, it will be around a whole bunch of people. A whole people, because people like you have been putting people in jail for a gazillion years, and I refuse to go to jail for anybody. So, I love my grandchildren. Yes, I do. God knows I do. But I would never invite them to my house. I wouldn't ever happen. Even as they got older, it just would not ever happen. I don't care. Oh, she said that when she was young. I don't care. It won't ever happen. So you ain't got to worry about you saying no to coming over to my house. Now for another thing. I know you're probably like, ooh, that's why your son hasn't come and seen you yet, and he's been out of jail. Well, listen to this. I've always been praying for peace, right? I have been praying for peace for the longest, since I've had my children. And my son, that's been in jail for basically all his life, I have been praying for all his life because he has a calling. He almost died when he was not even 1 yet. A febrile seizure. Then he almost died again when he was almost 3. Another febrile seizure. That's when the temperature goes up past 100 or something. He almost died twice before he was even 3. Then he almost died when he got stabbed on his 16th birthday, coming home to me. Then when he got shot 3 times in one time, then he got shot again, and then he got shot again, and he almost died, and then he got shot again 3, 4 times, right? And then one of those times, or maybe twice of those times, that when he got shot, you were at the hospital, and your father, and you never even told me he got shot. You evil. You're evil. I had to find out by somebody else that my son was died, and that you and your father was there at the hospital, and not me, and you didn't even tell me. Oh, and did you tell the kids that I saved you from letting DCF get my kids when DCF told me that you were having sex in the car and doing drugs in the car with my grandkids? Oh, and I'm really surprised that you even had a kid, because when you cheated on my son and you came back with that hickey that you forgot to hide, you said it was from a girl. I didn't even know that you even liked men. I thought you liked girls from that hickey that you got from a girl when you cheated on my son. Anyway, so I want to say this. If my son, well, since my son didn't call me or even ask to see me or try to see me since he's been out of jail, I don't mind. I don't mind. You know why? I know that he's doing well for himself. I know that he has a job and that he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. I'm all right with that. You know why? No news is good news. I'm not getting any phone calls saying that he's been shot, he's been stabbed, that he's in jail. So you know what? I'm getting my peace. Woo! And guess what? Yes, he did the work to get out of prison. But guess what? I prayed my behind off that my son will get out of prison safe and early. And guess what? God answered my prayers. God answered my prayers. He got out way early than he thought he was. You know why? It was on the strength of me and my prayers that God would show that he would get out of jail early. So that he could show God that he didn't make the wrong decision in saving his life. And that he can prove to God that he did not make the wrong decision of saving his life. That he could actually do the work for himself. He's doing it. He's showing God that he didn't do the wrong thing. It's saving his life as those many times that he did for my kid. God answered my prayers. So, Ashley McNasty, I don't mind that my son has not come to see me. I don't mind that he has not called me, because no news is good news. I'm very happy and I'm at peace in Jesus' name, and that's all I ever wanted. You, Ashley McNasty, are a mother's worst nightmare. You not only feed your father perks, you're a drug dealer that feeds your father perks, and you showed my daughter about doing perks. You are much older than my daughter, about 4 or 5 years, maybe 3, 4, whatever. You were older, and you showed my daughter about those drug things, those drug habits that you give to your father. You're a mother's worst nightmare. So, Ashley McNasty, I'm at peace, and that's something that you can't break. That's all a mother ever really wants is peace, and I finally got it. This is the Black Diamond Misfit. This is my story, and I'm the only one that can tell it. Bye.